Hello everybody, my name is Sophal. Welcome back to Photoshop Magic. Today we are going to be doing a hologram effect, number one, for the Halloween special for Tom Hanks. So I decided to do, Halloween a little bit earlier, in anticipation for it because, let's face it, we're not going to have Halloween this year. So I thought I would, just do a Halloween special until, we get to Halloween, okay? Anything related to Halloween. Okay. So yes, as you can see in the picture right here, we have just a picture of a scarecrow, a dummy scarecrow, and just a Halloween theme right here we have, and then we have Tom Hanks. I was able to cut out his image, straighten him up a little bit, and made a hologram effect. Okay, have him, show up in this hologram effect on, from this light right here. Okay, so yeah, if you haven't been to my channel yet, welcome. Uh, this is Photoshop Magic. It's this channel focuses on the magical and creative power of Photoshop and is designed for anybody who has no prior knowledge to get him or her excited about the basic and intermediate level. Okay. All right. So without further ado, and everything I have in here, all the images that I used, they're in the description below. Okay. So let's get started. So very first thing we want to do is we want to obviously open up our images that we are going to do. We're going to click on open, and we are going to find that particular folder. Here, so I have this one right here. I'm going to left click on it, that image, and I am going to scroll to look for the other one. So I have this one right here too. I'm going to hold the control button and I'm going to tap the light to make sure that they're both selected. Okay, if I don't hold the control while left clicking on it, it's not going to select all three of them. So I'm going to hold the control button down again, CTRL, bottom left of the keyboard. Then I'm going to tap Tom Hanks, click on open, and it's going to open all three of them all at the same time. Okay, so the idea is we are going to get all these two images to this particular one right here. Okay, so the first one that I want to do is I want to focus on this blue light. Okay, so we're going to cut this out. And to be able to do that, we are going to go to this tool right here. We're going to right click on it, and we have three options. We're going to click on quick selection tool. Okay, so from there, we want to make a copy of this. So there are many different ways to do it. The easiest way is to left click, hold, and drag it to this plus with the square around it. You're going to have two of them. We're going to work off of the background copy. So make sure it's highlighted. Now that's highlighted, we are going to left click, hold, and drag on the areas where we would like to delete, okay? Where we would like to get rid of. So we're going to, which is the background right here, okay? So we're going to left click, hold, and drag all the around. And as you can see, it did a fairly good job, but it didn't like really do everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to include this outer blue section right here to be in there. So what we're going to do, we're going to hold the Alt button down, and we're going to left click, hold, and drag right here. So just like so. Just like that. Okay, and there's a small section right here that I want to delete. I'm just gonna release the Alt button and I'm gonna left click, hold, and drag on. Okay, as you can see, it did a fairly good job. So all we have to do now before doing anything else is that we see all the marching ants and everything. We're just gonna tap the delete button on the keyboard, and you don't really see much in here, but in this section right here, you'll see that the background got deleted. To really see this, you're gonna turn off the eye of the original background, and you're gonna see it. Okay, so we're gonna use the shortcut Control D to deselect. So it's gonna deselect this whole thing, and we're going to click on the move tool right here. And now we're gonna left click, hold, and drag. If you've never seen this before, it might seem a little bit strange, but the whole idea is we want to move this blue light source to the image of the scarecrow. Okay, so we're gonna left click, hold, and drag it just on top of the title right here, and then we're gonna drag it back down without releasing it yet, and you will see the plus sign. Then we're gonna release. Okay, just like so. Okay, normally it wouldn't be the right size that you want. In this case, it's fairly pretty good. Depends on the pixels of it. So I actually wanted to make it a little bit bigger. So to do that, we are going to hold the control button, tap T. Excuse me for a minute. I'm gonna sneeze. No, it's a cough. Okay. All right. So to be able to make it bigger, we're gonna left click, hold, and drag it out a little bit. And I kind of want it to be not be pasted on there. I want it to look flat on the ground. So in order to do that, we're gonna hold the Control and Alt button at the same time, hold them both down, and then I'm gonna hover my mouse until around the outside rim right here until I see that the cursor turns white. Okay, so this means that you can flatten the image out like so. So watch this. So it's turned white, just like so. And now it looks a little bit more flattened. Okay, so we want it to be flattened to the point where it's like on the ground, just like so. And this looks a little bit more realistic and believable. Okay, so I want it to be right here so that Tom Hanks, when we bring him over, it doesn't cover up the skeleton right there. Okay, we want it to be able to see that. Okay, we're gonna click on the check mark right there, and we have about like 4 more minutes or so before we have part two. So let me just go over to Tom Hanks. So this part's pretty good. So we're gonna go to Tom Hanks. If we want to cut him out a little bit, okay. So again, we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna left click, hold, and drag to the plus sign right here with a square around it, and we're gonna work off the background copy. We're gonna go to the quick selection tool, click on it, and we are going to highlight everything. We don't want this guy. We just want Tom Hanks, okay? So we're just gonna left click, hold, and drag on the outside as much as possible. So to not include Tom Hanks, just like so. Okay. Alright, so it didn't do a good job at all because we only got his face, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna hold the Alt button down, and we are going to left click, hold, and drag to the areas we want to select, just like so. In this area, I want to refine a bit more. Yeah, I think that's did it pretty well. Okay, so we're gonna zoom in a little bit. We're gonna hold the control button down, tap the plus sign to zoom in, and we are going to click on the right bracket in order to make the brush size bigger, and the left bracket to make it smaller. I meant to say a left bracket to make it smaller. So we can refine our tool right here to make the selection even better. Okay, so as you can see, this is a lot more smooth than before. And obviously we want it to look as nice as possible, so our um, so when we transport them over, it looks even better. Just like especially this area right here. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so we want to include this. We're gonna hold the Alt button down and include the whole vector. And we're going to scroll down. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. So we're gonna zoom out, hold the control button down, tap the minus sign next to the plus sign, and we're going to left click right here. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on the delete button. Now it's gonna delete the background. We're gonna turn the eye off of this one, and there you have it. Okay. So we're gonna hold the control button down, tap D to deselect. So as you can see, he's at a slant right here, which we don't really want. Okay, so we're gonna come to this move tool right here. We're gonna move him up a little bit, and then we are going to tap the Control T. And if you hover above, the surrounding of Tom Hanks right here, you can actually, tilt him out a little bit. I'm gonna tilt him a little bit like that until he's kind of straightforward and look like a normal photo. And I think that looks good. Perfect. And what we're gonna do, we are going to crop it. So we're gonna click on the crop tool right here. We are going to crop them out just like so. I think this is fairly good enough. We're gonna tap that and Control Z. We made a mistake right there. Okay, and then we're gonna come back down to the move tool here. So you can see it looks pretty nice now. He's no longer slanted. So 9 minutes has passed already. So I'm gonna show you how to save your work. So each section that you have here, you're gonna have to save individually. So for this one, we're gonna click on File, click Save As. The difference between save and save as is that save as is a separate save. It does not affect your original save at all. It's a totally separate save that you can save in a different location with a different name, and there's no limit to it. So save as is really awesome. So yeah, so we can name it Tom Hanks cut out. Yeah, this is all done. We can just save it as a Photoshop format so we can actually make more edits in the future. We're going to click save right there. And there you go. Okay, and then you can do the same thing on this one. And there you have it. Okay. And if you haven't subscribed already or click on the like button, please pause the video and destroy that like button and click on the notification bell also. It really does help the channel a lot. It really does help with the motivation of keeping on going, of coming up with creative content for you guys. Thank you for your support, and as always, I will see you on. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in part two. Okay, so it's in the description below. Thank you very much.